Mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't know if there's like sound.
What's up, guys? Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Girlstreamers. Girlstreamers is a podcast bringing you the girl streamers that you know and love. Girlstreamers is a community that supports and promotes girls that stream. We are a bi-weekly podcast and we'll be introducing you to some amazing girl gamers and allow you, the viewer, to get to know some of your favorite streamers. My name is Nymphadora and I will be your host during this interview. And tonight we will be interviewing Ailyiaa. And if there is time at the end, we'll take questions from the audience in the channel. This is a live podcast, but we will also be available for download on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and now Google Play. What's up, Ailyiaa? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm a little nervous, but I'm hanging in there.
How's your week been?
It's been pretty great. It's been one of my better weeks. I met somebody that I'm dating, so I'm happy about that. And yeah.
Met as in you guys met online and you met in real life, or like you just met and now you're dating? Like, what do you mean?
Just we're dating.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. I hope that goes well.
Me too.
So yeah, I usually say Ailyiaa or Ailyiaa, and now it's actually Ailyiaa. So how did you come up with your screen name?
It's the most uninteresting thing ever. When I started playing World of Warcraft, I started hitting the random button until it gave me a name that I thought was acceptable, and that's it. So
I love when people get stuck with names that they get from WoW. My name is stuck from WoW, so
nice.
WoW is amazing. So, although I'm bored with it right now, so I know.
Yeah, I actually quit being like, because I played it competitively, and like I played it in a US 33rd guild, and then came back to my last guild, which was Vigil, and then I just recently quit because I was kind of burnt out.
Wow. So did you play PvP then? Is that
No, PvE?
Okay, so so I don't understand the competitive world of WoW. I never understood it. So tell me exactly what you mean, competitive world.
So basically your goal is to kill the PvE content as quickly as possible. You want to be the first people to kill it. You want to be the best, and you want to, everything.
So server first on everything, basically.
Well, you try, but yeah, that's really hard. Especially when you're on Sargeras.
That's crazy. And yeah, no, I'm cool with being relaxed and,
yeah, it's kind of intense.
How do you like did you like Legion, or were you just like, yeah, I can't even get into Legion right now?
Oh, I loved Legion so much that I played it for like a total of 50 days and then just totally burnt out. Like 50 days played on my druid, and then just now I have no soul. So that's what happened to me.
I there's so much content that I'm just like, I can't.
It's overwhelming.
It is so overwhelming. It's like, come on, guys, stop dropping. It's like they overcompensated for the no content in Warlords
and Draenor. Yep.
And so you're just like I can't. Like I when I log in, I'm just like, what am I doing? What the heck am I supposed to do with my character right now? So I end up logging out. I'll log in for 15 minutes, say hey to everybody, and then log right back out because I don't know what else to do.
Oh god, no, like for us we had to really grind artifact power, and it seemed never ending, and it was just super, super rough. And so like if you're into it competitively, you want to try and be the best that there is so nobody replaces you, and it's just a lot of work. You have to be finished with everything. So all that artifact power.
Oh my gosh, that's cool though. I did not realize that you played WoW, because I know you play Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize that you were a Blizzard fangirl and you played more than one game. That's awesome.
Yep, and I played Diablo. I played Diablo too, and Hearthstone. Yeah.
Nice. I don't like Hearthstone. I can't get into it.
No, I don't anymore because it sent me into a rage, so I couldn't do it anymore.
You know, what's funny is I know so many people who have gotten into a Hearthstone rage more than once. Like, I don't play Hearthstone, but my followers in my Discord are like, we're all friends because we're all Blizzard fanboys and fangirls. So they're like, you need a Hearthstone channel. And I was like, I don't play Hearthstone. And they're like, but we do. So I'm sitting there watching. I have no idea what the heck they're talking about. But I'll just see them raging about stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right. You guys have fun playing Hearthstone. I'll let you guys have this channel.
What it typically is like you can play perfectly and you can set up your board perfectly, and then this jerk just draws one lucky card that just destroys everything you worked for, and then you just hate life. It's really bad. There was this card called Mal'Ganis for warlocks, and it like makes you immune to attacks, so they can have 1 HP and then be immune to attacks, and then you have to kill this like 9/8 on the board. So it's just a thing.
That's no. See, yeah, I could.
So, and then that just made me too angry. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, I'd rage all the time.
Yeah,
I do actually when I try to play, because I won't spend money on it, and so like if I try to like go in and do like when they have stuff. Like, you get a mount or whatever. Like, I'll go and try and play so I can get whatever it is I want for the other games. But I'm like, honey, come do this for me because I can't do it. Because I never win. Make your husband do it.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a recent mount thing for World of Warcraft where you had to win. You had to play like a bunch of Heroes of the Storm games, and I couldn't make myself do that.
Yeah, you had to play a WoW character with friends in Heroes, and I
played League of Legends for like 4 years nonstop. Got like Diamond, and then Plat 1, and then completely quit. Like, just totally stopped playing it. So that's Heroes. Too similar.
It is because I played LoL as well, and I was like, yeah, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand. I needed HOTS to get me into understanding MOBAs, and then I could get into League. But League has such a toxic community that I was just
it's so bad.
I'm not going back to that game. Screw that.
It made me just an angry person. So eventually I was just like, I'm done. I can't do it. So. I was like, this is not healthy.
Right? It's a beautiful game. Like, I like watching people play because it's really pretty, but I'll watch them play on mute because most people I watch play get really angry at the game.
Yeah, it's any team game, like any game that requires you to have teammates is just brutal. Because then when you can't help it, it becomes really bad. So, like when you can't control the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. So where are you from?
I live in Maryland. I'm not really from anywhere. I'm a military brat, so I moved all over the place.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what's up. So, mom or dad?
Both.
Oh, okay. What branch?
My dad was Air Force, I believe, for 20 years, but my mom was, I always get this wrong. My mom was Air Force for what I want to say is 17 years, and then was Army for 15 after that. Okay. So she did like a total of 32 years in the military. Awesome. Yeah.
My brother is in the Air Force.
Awesome.
So he is actually stationed in Cheyenne Mountain, where they have the Stargate right now. So, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I'm like, so are you guarding the Stargate? And he's like, I can't tell you if we are or not. And I was like, you're guarding the Stargate. It really exists, doesn't it? And he's like, I don't know. But what's
Can confirm.
Yeah, right. But what's really funny is he said they put like Easter eggs all over the mountain, and he found a door that said Stargate SG-1, and he's like, I gotta see what's behind this door just to see what was behind the door, and it was a broom closet.
That's good.
I was like, that's amazing. So what is the first game that you played that ever got you into the gaming world?
Okay, so it's really hard for me to remember because it was like I was 5. My brother played games, so I started, he's 8 years older, so I just played what he played. But I'm pretty sure it was Super Mario.
Okay.
So, yep, and I played it a lot.
That's
And
usually
it's whatever Mario Carice plays maps of. So it's like that
Oh, it's
Mario.
one of the Marios that she does on the what is it? Mario Maker?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like that kind of old school style of Mario.
Nice. Very nice. I love Super Mario. It's a great game.
Yeah, I played most of the Marios. The last one I played was Sunshine. Then I stopped.
So how long have you been streaming, and what actually got you into streaming?
I've been streaming for almost a year now. What started me into streaming was I wanted to do it since I played League competitively, and because I wanted to do guides, and really my purpose was because my main role was support, and it's been support and everything. Ugh, girls and
Right? I know.
girls and support, and I kind of wanted to make guides because it seemed like people just didn't really know how to play support characters. So I that was my goal, and then I just never did it, and then I just kind of started streaming for fun.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So, what's the most embarrassing embarrassing? I can't even read my own questions. What is the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to you on stream? For me, it's this right now, not being able to read my own stuff. Yeah.
It's pretty minor. So I mean, a lot of the time, like I live with my mom, and she just like says random embarrassing stuff like while I'm streaming. But probably the worst thing ever was my camera kind of fell a little bit because it's taped up there, and it like was just my chest. And but it was like that for at least 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. And I didn't notice it until I looked at myself in my preview, and I was like, "Oh God!"
Oh God, that's
So,
awful.
luckily, I just wear like normal shirts, so there was no problem. But it looked really bad.
You mean no lingerie on? Nothing,
Nope,
you know? I
no
mean,
cleavage. Nope.
I just want your mom to show up in one of your streams one day and have like your baby photos and show your baby photos to everybody. I just feel like that would be
Okay.
great.
Well, I was an awesome baby, so that would be fine. But why I really don't have a lot of embarrassment with my mom is because she does not give a damn. Like it's her house. So when my friends would be over and we would be being loud when she's asleep, she would sleep in like just a t-shirt, and she had no problem just coming out with no pants on, yelling at everybody to leave. And I'm just like, okay, that's life.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Right.
Kudos to your mom for being a badass.
She does not care.
That's awesome. So, what type of games do you tend to play and stream?
I stream like a pretty big variety of games, but I'd say probably mostly Blizzard games, since Overwatch and WoW are probably my most streamed games. So like FPS, so like MOBAs and RPGs probably. I really like horror games, but I'm a huge wuss, so I have a hard time making myself go forward. So
Have you
bad.
have you played Layers of Fear yet?
No, I think that's actually one that one of my regular viewers, Bird Boy, plays all the time.
I recommend you playing Layers of Fear. I got through it.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played another horror game since then, but I got through it.
Outlast is probably the next one that I gotta play.
Whew, yeah, I don't know that I'm ever gonna play a horror game again. Just, I don't know. They're scary, and I'm a pussy.
Oh.
So what is your favorite game of all times, and what is your favorite game right now?
Of all time, like that's such a hard question. I don't know. See, my mood changes a lot. But I think overall, probably Harvest Moon is my favorite game.
Oh, okay.
Like old school Harvest Moon Back to Nature was probably my favorite game.
So then have you played Stardew Valley?
Yeah, like 370 hours. Like, yeah.
I'm so in love with that game right now. That game is so stinking fun.
Yeah, they did a really great job.
It is amazing. I can't believe how awesome that game is. Like, wow, yeah. Yay, more Stardew people. Yay. Because aren't they supposed to come out with a co-op for that game?
I believe so, yeah, actually.
I think that'll be really, really cool.
Yeah.
So, right now, what would you say is your favorite game?
Probably Overwatch. That's probably what I play the most.
I love me some Overwatch. I love Overwatch. Overwatch is a fantastic game.
Yes, it is.
They did a great job. They did a really good job with that game, and
they did.
What I like about it is it's continuously changing to stay, up to date, and
yeah, new characters and stuff, so it doesn't get stagnant.
Yeah, although I'm ready for a new map at this point. I feel like it's time for a new map.
Me too.
But yeah, I love that game. I'm with you on the Overwatch.
Yeah, I played a lot of that.
Although it is one of those games that I can get real salty in.
Oh yeah, competitive is bad. I've frequently had to cut streams short because I'm like, I'm done.
Me too. I've done that too. I'm like, you know what? I'm rage quitting right now, guys. Peace out.
No warning. I'm just shutting it down. Yep.
So if you have one, what would you say is your main game right now? If you have one.
Yeah, that would still probably be Overwatch. That's
what
the
is
one
it?
I stream the most.
What is it that attracts you about that particular game, other than the fact that it's an FPS?
It is. I actually have never liked any FPS game, and I think the part that I like about it is it's maybe the things that I like about an FPS, but I don't have to aim because I can play support heroes and and tanks. So that's probably why I don't have to aim. So it's like a MOBA FPS, and I love it.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it is very much. It is like a combination of a MOBA and an FPS because it's not exactly like Call of Duty, which I enjoy Call of Duty, but you really have to know how to aim.
Yeah.
To play that game, and
no,
I'm
terrible.
Not so good with the aiming myself.
I'm really inconsistent. Like I'll play Widow sometimes and get like 25 headshots, and then miss every shot for like the next 3 games. It's just really inconsistent.
So what video game character do you think that you most closely identify with?
I sincerely have no idea. Like I can't even think for a second of anything that would be kind of like me. Like
it's one of those questions that everybody gets tripped up on.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like if I name someone really badass, then I'm like conceited, and if I name someone like lame, then I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to choose.
It's all good. That's fine. I mean, if you don't have an answer, you don't have an answer. We'll just have to move on.
Yep.
So do you tabletop game?
No, I don't actually. I don't at all.
Have you ever considered playing a tabletop game like D&D or anything?
Yeah, I've thought about it before, but I've just never really done it. I don't really know anybody that does it or admits to doing it, so.
I mean, if you play WoW, I don't see why you wouldn't want to D&D because D&D is fantastic. I play D&D. I love it. I think it's a great game.
Well, there you go.
So now you know somebody.
Meet up and play D&D.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be really weird first time meeting someone.
Yeah, we're just going to get together and play D&D. Yeah, we're going to meet in the middle. I don't know where the middle would be. I'm in Atlanta, so probably somewhere around Virginia-ish.
South Carolina, North Carolina.
Probably North Carolina, Virginia line, somewhere up there. Yeah.
We figure it out.
Yeah, we're just gonna meet right on the state line and like just set up our table and everything. Just everybody play?
Full cosplay, just totally dressed like a wizard or
There you
whatever it
go.
is you can be.
There you go. That's it.
Hello.
That's it. So, are there any games that you are excited about coming out this year?
Yes, I'm not sure if it's out yet. It might be, but Outlast 2. So I was disappointed with how Outlast 1 ended, but the game itself is so terrifying that, yeah.
It's I think it's supposed to come out at the end of this month.
Very cool. Then yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
Because I think Kink Nightmare and Carice were gonna try and do an Outlast stream together, but Kink is her C-section date was moved up a week for May 1st. So,
you could like induce labor with that.
Yeah, so she's like, I guess I'll be streaming while having a baby.
Don't do that. No.
Can confirm April 25th is the date that it's supposed to come out. So
awesome. Okay.
Just a couple weeks in.
A baby or Outlast?
No. Outlast. Sorry.
Okay.
Outlast. It's supposed to come out April 25th.
Gotcha.
So what one game, if you've ever thought about it, would you want to have a reboot or remastering of?
I thought about that one too, and I was like, I can't really think of any because all the old games, I love them because of how they were when I played them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, having them rebooted just seems weird. I guess if anything, it would probably be like Harvest Moon, just like a visual update, but I don't know.
I'm kind of with you there. I think the only reason why I would want certain games to be remastered is simply so I could play them on like the console that I have right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anything else to change for the game itself. I just I don't necessarily want the graphics updated. I just want to be able to play it.
Play it on a computer, yeah.
Yeah, just change the coding a little bit. Let me play it on my console or computer that I got.
Yeah, I get you. I agree with that. I could probably figure out a few if I thought hard enough for that.
You're like, I don't know. I like all the games. But there is a nostalgic feel that you don't really want to change unless it's, I don't know. You don't really want to change that nostalgia that you get from those games.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want a super high def Super Mario World. That would be it would be weird. Like I like the scroller, pixelated.
Yeah.
Little guys.
Exactly. And I would not want the graphics to change for Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
I love those graphics. They're so awful now, but they were so fantastic back then. I loved those.
Yeah, some high-tech stuff.
So to get away from games a little bit and learn you a little bit.
Okay.
Who inspires you to be the woman that you are today?
100%, no question, my mom. She is like a huge badass. She joined the military when she was 19. She stayed in there for 30 years. She got lupus and finished the last 10 years with lupus, and it was just hell for her.
Wow.
So I can't think of anyone stronger, more intelligent, more tenacious. She's just perfect. She's a wonderful person to me. So if I can be a fourth of what she is, I would be super happy.
That's awesome. So she stayed in for 10 years after being diagnosed.
No, she started having the symptoms 10 years prior to retiring, but she was diagnosed for 5.
Gotcha. Man,
So.
that's still because my aunt, who recently passed, suffered from lupus. So,
yeah.
And it's actually, I've got a few other cousins that also have it. So it's one of those diseases that I actually know very well.
Yeah.
So that's being in the military for still 5 years after being diagnosed. That's badass right there. I mean,
so I saw that it took a physical, mental, emotional toll on her, but the fact that it showed it all shows me how bad it was because she's super tough.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. That is amazing.
She did it. She retired.
Man, that's awesome. Your mom sounds like an awesome lady.
She is. She's pretty great.
So what do you like about being a part of Girlstreamers? Because I mean, this is a Girlstreamers podcast. You know.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool because like a lot of people will say like, oh, women are catty or whatever. And sometimes I think since that's kind of imposed on us by society, I think it kind of plays out. Oh, and I mean, I haven't seen that at all in Girlstreamers, like not even a little. There's been nothing but support and kindness and, encouragement. And, I see like sometimes people are having a hard time and you guys support them. I personally don't normally go, to people for help, but it's nice to see that you guys do that. And it makes me feel good that, to know that support's there if I ever really needed it.
Well, and it is. If you ever feel like, I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to lie, being able to actually talk to people about like the last year that I've had, because I had a bunch of deaths in the last year, like it's been really, really helpful to have that community. So, if you ever need it, don't freaking hesitate. Don't hesitate. But I'm so glad to hear that. That's one of my favorite questions on this podcast because I like to hear what everybody's answer is, because I mean, you guys come on the podcast because you want to be a part of the podcast. This is a way to help promote you guys more, which is why we started the podcast, and of course to promote us as well. And I just love hearing that, those positive things, that we are doing the right thing, and that it just makes me feel like we are doing the right thing. We're going down the right path, and it sheds such a much better light for women out there in the online community in general, having you guys part of this and having that awesome community. So I'm so glad to hear all the positive things. It makes me feel good.
Good, I'm glad.
I know, let me just let my head get big and big and big, even though I'm just a podcast person. I don't do anything else.
No, I know you guys all work your butts off. Like you, Carice, Dead, Kinks, like you guys all contribute so much. So
yeah, and we just promoted Miss DJM to a moderator as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, and she does like the tech stuff, so which is something that we really needed somebody to cover. So
yeah. I can't figure out my stream every time. It's just a struggle. So no matter where I'm streaming, I'm just like, it's broken, and then it's fixed, and then it's
no, I feel you on that one, man. My stream has been like all over the place the last couple of weeks. I'm like, no, why? So what keeps you so passionate about gaming, about the gaming community? What is it that gets you so passionate about the gaming and the gaming community?
Well, gaming was kind of an outlet for me because I had a lot of like mental health issues, so it was really a big outlet for me to be able to like put my mind on something and focus on something that wasn't, bad thoughts or anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was a good way for me to kind of like interact with people when I didn't have the energy or motivation to go, out and do things. I don't think I'm too socially awkward, but I am pretty introverted. Like I spend most of my time alone. Like I don't really care to go out much. So I'm
surprised you're doing this podcast then.
Yeah, it's with bravery. That's what, yeah. So yeah. I mean, it was a really good outlet for me for to when I was having those problems.
Yeah, that's. I think that's funny that you say that because that's what I started. I started streaming for the same reason, because I lost my best friend, was in the middle of dying, and I needed something to take my mind off of it. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of started from there, and kept going.
Yeah.
And we're a year later, And I'm still here. And now I'm doing podcasts and helping run communities and
Yeah, it's like
all
healthy. It's
that
a big
stuff.
deal now. So
It's
that's good. Turned into something great.
yeah, it's amazing how that stuff happens. I was actually diagnosed last year with major depression, so
Hmm.
I know how it is with that whole, with the mental health issues. It's rough. It's hard. It's really really hard. But yeah, that's. I think that's funny that you say that because you are not the first person to say that you use gaming as an outlet for that purpose.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, it kind of puts them in a different world. For me, it's more like it's just something to focus on
Yeah.
that entertains me and keeps me from being, from ruminating and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Exactly. So moving on to my next question. What this is another one that tends to trip people up, but hopefully it won't trip you up. What one book and one movie would describe you the best?
there we go again. Like, I'm so bad at describing myself in any abstract terms. Like, so I have to be very literal, very, like, I don't. Alice in Wonderland. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Just because of because I'm pretty sure it's about mental health problems. So, yeah, or drugs, whichever one you like. Never done drugs, but yeah.
Because it's just kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
And just
like
kind of
trying to
crazy.
figure it out, trying to get yourself through
Yeah.
a weird place, and
That's a good
hopefully-
answer. I like it. That's a good.
There we
That's
go.
a great answer.
in the moment.
There you go. What? And here's another one. So think hard. What is your greatest challenge or obstacle that you have had to overcome in your life?
I mean, that's actually not that hard because, like the mental health thing, like I was actually born with a bleeding disorder called Glanzmann's thrombocythemia, right? So I've actually technically died like twice.
Whoa.
And from nosebleeds. And, I would say that mental health issues are far worse than that. So it's just terrible. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that you function completely from your head, like from your brain, everything
Right.
happens from there. So when that's not working right and you're having issues with that, it's just like constant torture. Like you're just constantly stuck and you feel trapped and it's just bad. And I've had those issues since I was a young teen, and they got really bad when I was about 18, and I had such bad anxiety that I wouldn't leave my house. I got like agoraphobia, so that's where gaming came in a lot of the time. I wouldn't leave my house, and I had to be admitted to a mental hospital a few times so I could just sleep because I was so terrified of dying every second. Like I constantly lived like with a fear of dying, and eventually I just kind of not got over it, but I learned. I think it was Carrie Fisher that said something like, "When you're losing your mind, it's terrifying, but when you're finally through it, everything's okay." Like when it finally happens, like when you finally lose your mind, everything's okay. So
Yeah.
because then you're just used to it. So I think that's kind of how it is. I just kind of like got used to being that way, know how to deal with it, and I don't feel bad about it anymore. So.
Oh man, I totally get that. I absolutely love Carrie Fisher. I know she has passed, but she was very open about struggling with bipolar.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing because she's one of the people that helped put it out there because, I had my first and hopefully only time of being in a facility last November for attempted suicide. So that's when I was finally diagnosed. So that's when I literally lost my mind.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right on that perspective that once you do go there, you finally learn, okay, this is the lowest of the low. Now I know what it is. Now I know how to build up from there and not go there again.
Yeah. I'd assume it's just like living without a limb. Like you just get used to it. That is what it is. And then you just try to figure out how to cope.
Exactly. I think that's brilliant the way you stated that.
Well, thank you.
I do a mental health podcast. That's my other podcast, is a mental health podcast. So
awesome.
Yeah, I find this really fascinating that I go from that podcast to this podcast and we're talking about mental health again. I love it.
There you
go. So on that, kind of in that same aspect, like what trait of yours are you most proud of?
When it comes to personality, I've always been told that it's very easy to talk to me. So people have always kind of like confided in me about really personal stuff, like people I might have just met.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that always made me feel good that I make people feel comfortable. I don't think I really do anything intentionally to be that way, but I do feel good when people do that. And for that reason, that's why I'm working to become a counselor. So that's
awesome.
Yeah, a social worker.
That's awesome, and we need more social workers out there.
Mine specifically for soldiers, but for veterans with PTSD. But yeah, that's and overall, I mean, mental health isn't a joke. Like it's, like I said, everything happens from your brain. Like it's a big deal. You exist from there. So
yeah, it's I witnessed PTSD for the very first time in my brother, when he came home from his first deployment, which was in Kuwait.
And they send him back out there.
Yeah, and then he went to Israel, which was a TDY, but it wasn't, he was only there for a couple of months, but he came back from that worse than he did the Kuwait one.
Wow.
Yeah. It's PTSD is no joke, seriously.
Thank you, Bev. Sorry, just chat.
So I think that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that that you're doing that. I love hearing that people are going into that, because we need more people that go into the mental health field understanding that side, because there are so many people who go in who are social workers or counselors or whatever, but they themselves don't really struggle, so they look at it from a different perspective of and so they don't actually truly understand what the person is going through, and you can tell it. Like I've witnessed somebody who doesn't actually have issues, and I'm just like, you probably shouldn't be in the career field that you're in.
Yeah, I used to be very concerned because of my mental health issues. Like one of the biggest ones for me is ADHD. So, I'm like, well, if I can't focus, then I can't, do this. And then I was like, if I have all this anxiety and depression, how am I going to be able to, actually counsel people? And I realized over time, well, I can really relate to people who are having that. And I know what they're feeling, and I know what worked for me. And I know, I feel like a lot of people just kind of take it lightly. Like it's not that big of a deal, or it's not, you're just being a wuss, when in reality they have no idea how all consuming it is. So,
because you can't see it, because it's not physical, and it's like, that doesn't mean crap.
Yeah.
That don't mean crap. I mean,
there are people who can just get over it, and that's wonderful. But, I don't know. That's why I want to get into it, is because, I know what it feels like. So hopefully I can help other people who feel like that get a little better.
So, what for the other half of this particular question, what would you say is your greatest insecurity then?
I would say, my anxiety is pretty bad. Like I feel like that kind of causes me problems with relationships and stuff like that, because, you get anxious about things. And, you know, a lot of people like don't realize you can't help it and that you might need reassurance and stuff like that. But luckily for me, I found someone that's pretty amazing and understanding. So, yeah.
That I can relate to that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of lighten things back up, you know, get back on the lighter side of
I'm
things.
good. I'm not sad.
Well, I'm talking about for anybody listening.
Yeah.
I know we tend to get
Heavy
into
downer.
the meat of this stuff, you know, and then I like to lighten things up so people don't get too sad. I had to take I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this podcast, guys. I'm so tired. I'm so mentally drained. This is awful. So I literally laid in my bed and was like, hey, husband, come rub my back. And he came and rubbed my back for 30 minutes.
Wow.
And afterwards, I was like, I feel a hell of a lot better. Thank you so much.
Lucky you.
I know I got a pretty awesome man.
Got it made.
That's when you know you got the perfect man, when he's like, all right, I'll come rub your back for 30 minutes so you can do a podcast. So have you ever been trolled?
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. I've been gaming gaming online with other humans that I don't know for like more than 10 years. Yeah, there's crazy people everywhere. my first day of streaming, and it's become like a running joke, is like the very first day I ever streamed. In my inbox, I got a picture of someone's junk.
Nice.
So the running joke is like, no deck pics on Leah's stream, like no decks. But yeah, that was horrifying for me the very first day. I was like, what? Who does that?
Is amazing. I don't think I've never been offered a dick pic,
Well,
but I've been hit on, but never offered or sent a dick pic while streaming.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't offered either. They just gave it to me. Like they didn't ask.
That's pretty glorious right there, man.
It wasn't. It was terrifying. I was like, well, I'm done. This is going to be my everyday. I'm finished.
This is terrifying. Oh my god.
No penis. Oh Lord.
Oh man. So what advice would you give to any new person getting into streaming?
I would say, don't be discouraged when you don't have a lot of viewers, and don't be discouraged by if you're not like other streamers. So I would look at other streamers and be like, wow, they're so energetic and they're so talkative. And it's like, my personality is I can't really just monologue and be entertaining. Like, I can't do that. But when I'm talking to other people, I get pretty funny. So just don't let yourself feel bad because you're not like other streamers or you don't have a lot of viewers. And also make sure you're good to your regulars. Like, always appreciate them. New people are nice, but your regulars are numero uno.
That is a very good piece of advice right there. I don't think anybody has actually said anything about regulars yet. I get different answers from everybody on that particular question, and that is I completely agree with you on that. You got to take care of your regulars because they're the ones who come back.
Yep, you want all the shiny new people, but you got to be good to the ones that stick around.
Yeah, because they can become some of your best friends.
Well, yeah, like my viewers, I'll go through long periods where I don't even stream, and then they still will come watch me when I pop back up a month later, and they'll hang out. So that's a big deal.
That's awesome. That's one
the
reason
boys,
why
the ninjas, the muddies.
That's awesome. I love having Discord for that reason because like I'll go through stints like that just because of work or whatever where I simply can't stream. But I can still contact them and they can still, because Discord is free, so why not take advantage of it?
I try harder to talk to them because I would go through like a long time and I'd forget about my Discord and I'd be like, oh God, and then go in there and they've like tried to talk to me. So I'm trying to do better at like checking it more. So
the phone app makes it super easy, but it can also be really bad.
Yeah. And I mean, streaming kind of like wears me out sometimes, and I think that's just because of the whole introvert. Like, it's draining to
Oh yeah.
perform for people, and then you get a little anxious because you're like, oh, am I super boring? So, but it's good to try to keep your regulars happy.
I love that. That's a great piece of advice. So do you have any cool tattoos, scars, or piercings?
I have piercings. I've got my lip pierced. I've got my
Oh, I
ears
like that
pierced.
piercing. I couldn't even see it
Thank
from
you.
back there.
Yeah,
I like it.
Got kind of a low quality webcam thing going on right now. But I used to have an industrial, but I don't anymore. So my ears, my lip, that's about it for piercings. For tattoos, I have my mom tattoo, and then I have a koi fish on my back, a ram skull on my arm, because I'm an Aries, and I was like, I don't think my personality really calls for like a cute little Aries tattoo, so there's a dead animal on my arm. And then
dead animal on my arm. That right there is the title of this podcast.
There's a dead animal on my arm. And then I have the Life Starts Now album cover from 3 Days Grace on my leg. And
Nice.
It was mostly because I like the picture. I don't have any like deep meaning for my tattoos. I just wanted them and got them.
I'm seriously writing down that title on my arm. There we go.
That's great. Good. It's a good title for the podcast.
I find that title absolutely hilarious and amazing. Which means people have to listen to it to hear you say that.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out.
I have a Gemini tattoo because I'm a Gemini. So
I see you with a lot of tattoos. Like, is that like a sleeve or?
It's a sleeve. It's a working on sleeve. This is actually my sentimental sleeve, and this is my nerdy sleeve, which hasn't been started yet.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I will be adding more tattoos, hopefully soon, to this arm for my 2 grandmothers that died and my aunt that just recently died. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, they all had like their favorite flower, so I'm gonna put their flower that is associated with them on my arm. So
that's awesome.
So if there was one person, past or present, could be family member, could be friend, could be famous person, whatever, that you could have dinner with tonight, who would it be and why?
Probably my boyfriend, Dan. I gotta say that just in case he's watching. No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah, I would really like that. Hang out with him. I like hanging out with him anyways, so.
That is so cheesy and lame, but I'll take it because I think it's adorable, and I have a husband who rubs my back for 30 minutes, so.
Yeah, you should love having dinner with him.
I love it. I think it's cheesy,
but
and I love
also, Dead Mannequin.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. The
Not
girl
just because you typed it in chat.
So I have one more question for you, and then we'll open up to Q&A in with our live audience here in stream. So what is your strongest passion outside of streaming? I think I know what this is, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, like mental health advocacy is probably my biggest thing, and preservation of animals, endangered species in the environment. That's probably my biggest deal.
Very cool. Very cool. So, to our people in chat, we would like to know what you want to know. I know one question that Trouble always asks. If you could live in any video game world, which video game world would it be? What would be your job? And yeah.
Oh my God, that is such a good question. Damn it.
Yeah, there she goes. She just asked it. I beat you to it this time, Trouble.
Wow, that's really hard.
I know, I like that question. That's why I don't put it in, because I like to ask people on the spot for that one.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like, that is a crazy hard question that I did not expect to get. Wow. You know what? I might want to be my druid in WoW. I think that would be pretty cool. World of Warcraft, definitely. Like, that would be really cool to live in the World of Warcraft.
Um,
Even with the Legion invading, killing everyone, like that would be great.
I think WoW would be cool to go into.
Yeah. And then I could fly. I could ride a dragon. Like, come on.
I mean, really, come on. You can be a Khaleesi in WoW. Come on.
Oh God.
Carice asks, what is your least favorite class in WoW? Ooh, that's a good question. What is your least favorite class?
Oh man, to play or to go against? So like to go against rogues, I think they're all sociopaths and should be put in prison. And
I'm a rogue.
You are? Well,
Yeah.
Goodbye. I think you need to go. Hunters are like a close second though. So
Freaking huntards, man.
yeah, to play, I would probably say like, I don't know, a warrior. I just think they're boring. So it's probably
Horde or Alliance?
I am Alliance, but I was originally Horde and I like trolls.
Oh man, I'm a blood elf rogue. I guess I'm just gonna have to stab you.
No, please. No, I just hate it. Like, I know I'm a druid and I should be able to live forever, but when you get two rogues on you, it's like you're kidney shot blind. It's just, you can't do anything. It's terrible.
I'm actually probably the worst rogue PvPer to ever exist. I am
Yeah, it's
awful.
just PvP. PvE, they're fine.
Favorite and least favorite character in Overwatch?
Oh, wow. Okay, so they're actually the same to play against and to play as. Genji. Like, I hate Genji. He's a jerk. I'm guessing you're a Genji main. Like, I just hate him.
No, I cannot stand Genji.
Yeah, like, I would play Symmetra just to murder him over and over again because I hate him so much. It's like a good Genji just makes you fume. And to play him, I mean, I'm terrible at him. And he's awful.
I like hooking him as Roadhog, but he can deflect the hook, so you have to catch him at the right time. Yeah, he will deflect the hook and not get hooked, and that is really annoying.
Yeah, I made a meme for like Anna that got like a bajillion hits. It's like I don't always hit my sleep dart, but when I do, it's on a deflecting Genji, and I put myself to sleep. Like, it's so bad. It happens to me every time.
Oh, I don't think I've had that happen to me, but oh my god, that would suck so bad.
Yeah, oh, it happens to me all the time. Every time.
Oh, man. Trouble ask, okay, what would your pirate name and pirate ship be?
What? Okay.
Arg, what's your pirate ship name and what is your pirate name?
That's the weirdest question I've ever heard.
I know.
I'm not creative. You do this to me. Yeah, I don't think I have an answer for that one. That's just bizarre. It'd be like the love boat. It'd be like something really benign.
The love boat. That is fantastic.
Dead can be my first mate.
Ozilla asked if you could make the perfect flavor of jelly bean. What would that flavor be?
You people are terrible.
I know they ask some of the craziest questions.
I mean, I just like watermelon flavored anything, so I guess that's fine. I actually like those Harry Potter jelly beans, unless you get a terrible one.
You mean... Wait, here we go. Here's an open box. You mean these jelly beans?
Oh my god. Yes.
30 bots every flavor beans.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, I love those Harry Potter jelly beans.
Yeah, I legit have Birdie Bots every flavor beans on my desk, and I just showed that on cam.
That's funny.
I use it for when I do another community stream because we raise money for different charities. It's a charity stream. And my thing is, if you donate like $1, I'll eat a jelly bean at random. So, so I will get like vomit and have to eat it on stream, and I almost vomit eating the vomit flavored jelly beans. I'm telling you, they're gross. Oh, Pepper's got a really good question. I like this question. What, in your opinion, is the biggest hurdle for female streamers to overcome? That's a good question. I like it.
Probably, honestly, like insecurity and competitiveness, because I mean, I've experienced that myself. Like one of my biggest things, and this is just a fact of life, we all know about like streamers who will, like physical appearance is what the draw is for viewers or whatever. And they will, they'll capitalize on that. And the biggest thing is to like not hate on that because they're just working with what they got. So, you gotta kind of get over it and know that you'll have viewers who will like you for what you do and who you are and stuff like that. So that's probably the biggest hurdle though. Insecurity.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good answer. I like it. Do we have any more questions? Because we're kind of coming up on our Q&A time. Do we have any more questions? Okay.
That's okay. I've answered a lot.
You have answered a lot. You've done very well. Thank you. And I told you I would be able to pull you for at least an hour.
Yeah, wow. That didn't even feel that long.
Because I'm good at what I do.
You did great.
No, you did great. You actually elaborated more than you thought you would.
Well, thank you. Oh, I see a question.
Oh, that's right. Ninja did. I forgot. Ninja asked if you were... He asked earlier, or she asked earlier if you were ready for Outlast 2.
Oh, first of all, no. He knows I'm not. Second of all... I was actually referring to the Star Wars or Star Trek, and the answer is Star Trek.
Oh.
Yep.
Very nice. Very
Star
nice. Carice says, if you are a superhero, name your superhero power.
Oh, man. That's bad. I would say probably mind reading. Because that would get me really far.
That could be also really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I would know all the horrible thoughts people are having about me, and that would be terrible. So,
man, I can't stand that look. I can't believe that girl is over here. Man, that bitch needs to go away.
Nope, I just totally changed my mind. I want to be like Aquaman. I want to be able to command the ocean's creatures. That is what I want. I'm not kidding. That one. That's what I want. Aquaman.
Can I just have Jason Momoa as Aquaman? Like, can I just have Aquaman? Like, he looks really hot.
Can I just keep Aquaman?
Can I just have Aquaman? Like, oh baby, man, he is a lovely looking man.
I saw a really good meme earlier, which another girl streamer linked. It's like, don't pollute the world's oceans, and it has a picture of Aquaman like caught up in a net.
That's great. Oh man, that's pretty awesome. I like it, and I think that is a great way to end the stream. So where and when can we find you streaming?
I will come up with a more regular schedule eventually, but you can find me on Girlstreamers every Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. streaming, and you can find me on my stream, twitch.tv/AILYIAA, and you'll just have to follow me to see when I go live. And I always tweet too when I go live. So
awesome. Oh yeah, you do.
Tweeter.
Because I see the bot retweeting you. I help run the Twitter, so we try and catch everybody, doing everything. But yes, definitely. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been fun. I don't know if you've had fun, but I've had fun chatting.
I did. I had a great time.
Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a Girl Streamer podcast, and apparently I say a lot tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Girlstreamers is partnered with Loot Crate, Fresh Designs, Punk's Paracord, Simple Jerky, You and Racing Chairs, and Glom Tom. I know, these guys are really awesome. We have a lot of partners, but they are really, really awesome. You can find all of the links to these amazing partners down below in the Twitch channel, so please feel free to click. Thank you guys for all your support. Please follow us at Girlstreamers on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. If you have any questions or would like more information, you can visit our website at girlstreamers.com and contact us through there. You can donate to Girlstreamers via GameWisp, and if you donate at tier 2, which is $4.99, you can get the opportunity to join us in the Discord and chat up these awesome girls like Ailyiaa. You can also buy some super cool gear in our online shop at designedbyhumans.com/shop/Girlstreamers. You can find Ailyiaa on Twitter at Ailyiaa, AILYIAA, and Twitch at twitch.tv/Ailyiaa, AILYIAA. Our next podcast will be April 30th with Scarberry. It will be right here, same time. This podcast is a part of the Two Lazy Dogs Media Group and the Girlstreamers community. Encourage, support, grow.